Hello, I am Wanderer001 and this is my review of the TaoTronics TT BH03. They are a wireless Bluetooth headset. Now, if you're like me, you are looking at this because, one, you either don't like earbuds because, well, in my opinion, earbuds are the scourge of the earth because, well, unless you get the really, really expensive ones, they're not going to fit properly. They're always going to fall out. You have to wrap it around your ear. You have to wrap the cable around your ear just to keep them from falling out. And they're wired, so they constantly get stuck on door handles or, whatever they get caught up on. The other option that has been more prevalent nowadays are the giant, DJ style headphones. And I have a set like that, but I wear them at home for when I'm doing gaming or video editing. I'm not going to go outside with them because they're freaking huge. And in my opinion, you just look a little odd. So that is where the TaoTronics here come into play. They are a small Bluetooth headset that is worn over the ear. So this part here goes over your ear, and then this sits behind your head. They are really small and really light. So these are going to be good for, if you're like me, I was looking for something that I could use at my night job so I didn't get hung up on things, but I also wanted something small and lightweight. If you go to the gym, go running, these are a very nice set of headphones to have. Now, you will notice that they are collapsible because I kept fiddling with them. So they are collapsible, and just to give you a size idea, this side, the logo here, is a non-functioning plastic bit. On this side you have all of the controls, and I'll get into that in a moment. But just to show you an example of size of these, we'll put a quarter, US quarter, on the button side, which will give you an idea of that, and then a US silver dollar on the whole headphone, just to give you a general idea of how large these ear cups are. So let's talk about some of the specifications of this. It is Bluetooth 4.0. It is a lithium polymer battery, which is why they can fit a rechargeable battery in this small form factor. This was one of the big things that I was looking at when I was looking for a headset to utilize at my night job. There were plenty of other options out there. However, I wanted something that would at least get me through an 8-hour shift. However, these were pleasantly surprising at 23.5 hours of on time. Now, that is over several days, because I couldn't leave these on for 23.5 hours in a single day. I would go nuts. So I got 3 days of use just about out of these. Now, it did take 4 hours to charge them with the included USB cable. Now, the one thing is, you just get this little USB cable, but no wall wart adapter. But if you're like me, you probably have several wall wart adapters lying around the house, and you can just plug it in that way instead of having to use it through your computer. It also comes with a little non-protective velvet bag. Just throwing that out there for an information point. So with the impressive actual use time, I'm gonna say that the standby time of 200 hours, which TaoTronics says these are capable of, is probably fairly accurate because I got a long actual use case out of it. They do have a working range of 30 feet, give or take, depending on the amount of interference, walls, electrical boxes, things of that nature. Okay, so you're looking at plastic all around here, nicely cushioned earmuffs, which help to kind of isolate the sound. Now, it's not going to be big enough to go around your entire ear, so this is going to help kind of direct it more into your eardrum area. Now, sound quality, that's kind of hit or miss. I generally listen to audio podcasts, so mostly talking. I have listened to music on these. If you're an audiophile, you'll probably hate these. You're not going to get those deep basses and rich tones that you're looking for. But again, this is a cheaper headset, which I'll interject right now. I got them on sale for $17 on Amazon when they had a lightning deal. Generally, they sell on Amazon for $20. So $20 headset, you're not going to get those super audiophile sounds that you may be looking for. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do with your TaoTronic. All the controls are going to be based on this side, which is, when you're wearing them, the right side of your head. So this button here will allow you to pair with a Bluetooth device, as well as this is how you turn the device on. And if you're listening to music, you can pause it by pressing this, or if you want to pick up a call, you long press for 2 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I actually have my cell phone off camera. We're just going to push down and pair. So there we go. It's on, and my Bluetooth device over there is indicating that it's paired up. So that's good. You'll notice here there is a fast forward and rewind and a plus and minus sign. Now, depending on the device that you're using or the player that you're using is what the fast forward and rewind button will do. For the particular podcast player that I use, if I tap on these, it will jump back about 30 seconds in the podcast. It doesn't skip to the next podcast in the queue. If I long press, it goes back a minute. So again, that's going to depend on the particular software that you're using. The plus and minus sign will do just that, up the volume of what you're listening to and lower the volume. Now again, this is device specific because what this is going to do is it's going to lower. So you have two options. You maximize the volume on the device that you're using, in my case the Moto X 2nd gen, and I turn the Bluetooth all the way up, and that allows me to use these to control extra volume that is just coming from the TaoTronics. Now, that's one of the things that is a little, not disappointing, but hit or miss for me. There are times where I want to lower this more, and it does not go any lower. It just cuts the volume out altogether. And there are some cases where I need to raise the volume, and I feel like I'm raising it quite a bit before I actually hear a noticeable difference. Now, because you can answer your cell phone with this by tapping the middle button, that, at least with my phone, is like a separate Bluetooth option. So the volume for the headset can be maxed out on high volume for the audio player that I'm using, but once I turn the phone on, that's a separate Bluetooth audio level, but the TaoTronics are all the way up, so I end up with like feeling like my ears are bleeding because the volume of these is set to max, and then the audio on my phone kicks in for talking, and it's set at a different volume than the Bluetooth audio that I was using with the media player. Now, you do hear me saying that this is able to accept calls, and that is what I was looking for right there. It is a little itty bitty microphone. Now, again, think of the positioning of these on your head. For the most part, when I've talked to people, they say they can hear me okay. There's no static really. There are times if you turn the volume up on these so you can hear the person, that they will get audio feedback because of the placement of the microphone. There's also, it being a cheaper device, is not a great microphone. So if you're talking kind of quietly, the person on the other end might not be able to hear you. I was away, staying at a hotel, and the walls were like paper thin. So I was trying to talk to my wife one night, and I was trying to not be rude to my neighbors and talk at a lower tone, and she was having difficulties hearing me through these. So just keep that in mind. That might not be the first thing you want to think about if you're buying these. If you want to listen to audio, that's fine, but if you want to talk to somebody, it's a little hit or miss. But all in all, for a $20 Bluetooth foldable headset, it's, in my opinion, a great deal. And I've had these 6-7 months now. I use them quite frequently. Actually, I use them any night I'm working, so that's pretty much all the time. And I haven't had any problems with them. Like I said, the few caveats here and there with the volume controls not working exactly how I'd like them to do. They're really small, they're really light. They can answer phone calls, wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, if you are like me and don't like earbuds, or you're looking for another option in headsets, because there are plenty of other headsets out there, like the ones that drape around your neck and what have you. I don't particularly care for those. If you're looking for something similar in fashion to this, I would recommend it. There are plenty of other styles like this, as opposed to the one that's you know, in front of you from TaoTronics. Ended up being like the cheapest of this particular form factor, and I was pleasantly surprised because, quite frankly, I know when you pay a small amount for something, generally it's not going to be, you know, super high quality, and, you know, I was figuring it would have been dead within a month. So again, like 6 months later, I'm pleasantly surprised. I will say, because I forgot to show you, here it is, on the right ear cup is a USB connection. That's how you charge the device, because I should have showed you that earlier. So yeah, long lasting, lightweight, cheap. That's in my opinion, that is an excellent package to consider. So I have been Wanderer 001. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the area below, and thanks for watching.